Just join us. This is the perfect time to be a part of our conversation. Yes, we have a very special guest in the studio, and we're talking all about the music. You just saw the video, Sweet Communion, and read his bio so we'll unveil who our artist is today. His name is Michael Kayode Ajitomobi. He's a Nigerian American gospel singer, songwriter, worship leader, and music minister. He also is recognized for, some of his distinct voices and skill sets, amongst other things. And he broke into the scene in 2018, and he's worked with the likes of Joy Adijo and Freka Umo and other artists as well. And he's here with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
And he's also a tech bro, He actually looks like a tech bro. Good to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
Okay, so your name is Aremmic. Your
Yes.
stage name is Aremmic. What does Aremmic mean?
So it's a combination of two of my names. My Oriki is Aremu, and my name is Michael. So combining the two together gives you Aremmic.
Okay, all right.
Interesting. We've learned something new today.
Okay, you know what? For some of our viewers getting to know you for the first time, can you share with us your experiences, your upbringing, your journey through music, how you started, how you became the worship leader, the music minister that we know you to be now?
So for me, I started in church, and I attended CNS, Cherubim and Seraphim. And even though I started in Cherubim and Seraphim, I've always wanted to sing Western music. So even at church, I was improvising. Even though I was singing Yoruba songs, I was singing it like a Western person. And that has kind of affected me. I've lost some of my traditional Yoruba, how to speak the Yoruba correctly. Sometimes I sing Yoruba like a white person. But it's not good, but I mean...
Oh, we teach you Yoruba here. Do Yoruba.
Look who's talking.
Yeah, I was just trying to get to sound Western. Back then, yeah.
Why though?
Reach more.
Okay, a wider reach. Just before we even delve further into our conversation, our topic today, by the way, is Melodies of Devotion, a conversation on blending faith and creativity. And there are so many questions we're going to ask you about being a gospel artist and how, how gospel artists fare generally in the world we find ourselves today. But let's talk about how you started from. You mentioned how you were in a Nigerian church here.
Yeah.
You wanted to get a wider reach, so Western music. But let's talk about some of the people that you worked with and how they've shaped your style of music.
So I got to work with Freka Umo through a friend and a brother, Roland Rickett. He gave me a call and said that there's rehearsal tomorrow in Abuja. Can you come? I got the message 11 p.m. 7 a.m. I was on my way to Abuja. And straight went into rehearsal with my bag. I'm sure Freka doesn't know I came with my bag from KD back then. And rehearsed, and he said, okay, it was good. I didn't even know where I was going to sleep yet then. So after the rehearsal, I started figuring out, okay, this is where I'm going to sleep. And I stayed in Abuja for a while, shuffling between Kaduna and Abuja. And over the years, I got a lot of spontaneous creativity. Freka is very spontaneous on stage, and that has really helped me. Important thing for me and for people that want to get into music or you're in the music, it's very important to know how people think, not how they sound, but how they think, how their mind works. Because if you can get that, then you can create something for yourself. The way they think is very important.
Okay.
I love that. So you know how people say being a gospel singer it's easier, so do you agree with that as well? Because it's like, oh, I can write the lyrics, thank you Jesus for loving me, ooh, and that's it. so and you're talking about creativity, so do you think that they have put gospel artists in this basket, saying that they're not really expressive in their creativity? Yeah.
Nah, so I'll think I like to respond from a personal place. So for me, I don't want to just do something that you just find out there. Anybody can sing praise and worship. Okay, when we want to do praise and worship, we'll do praise and worship. If you want to create something that's going to last, it might take a while because you have to be authentic about it. You have to think about what you're trying to do, what the message is, who the people you want to communicate to. That will determine the way you structure the message. So if I'm writing Afrobeat song, there's a way the beat is majorly...
But did you say Afrobeat song?
Yeah.
I thought you were a gospel artist.
I'm a gospel artist,
but you can put it.
Oh yeah, Afrobeat
it's a
into
beat.
gospel.
but the message is more important than the beat.
Okay.
Okay.
The beat will get people excited, but you're dropping the nuggets in there, and the Spirit of God is magnifying that inside your mind. So
Can we
that's
just raise
like
our hands right now?
Okay. Let's talk about your debut into the scene. I think you had a song called More Than Enough.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So, I mean, walk us through that. I mean, how was that experience for you?
So I wrote that song when I was doing BGVs for Freke. So he had a song. I usually write songs from other people's songs. I sing their songs, and usually most songs, when you're worshiping, you're singing one song and you start interpreting the song with another song. So there's one thing I tell people, that the end of one song is the beginning of another song. So at the end of a song, I think he hasn't released the song yet, but I wrote More Than Enough from a song.
Okay.
Can there be some lawsuit right now? You are taking
No, you can't find any relation like in lyrics wise.
Okay. But you were inspired by the melodies, by how it is. Okay, so I know that you're also the convener of an event.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Guided worship is like a spontaneous session of, it started like on my birthday last year. We just had a gathering in the house, and we just thank God for my life and everything. It was even my wife that planned it. I usually like small things. I don't like to do extra loud stuff. But from there, we just, okay, people, there's a need for this in the community, just intimate worship, and we started it. We've had 2. We're having one more next month with Timothy Reddick and Michelle Benedek and some other gospel artists there.
Fantastic.
So talking about creativity, right? So how do you create songs? So what do you do to put it in that creative mood and that creative mind to create songs that are not just going to be like, oh, let me just dance to it, but are also going to be a blessing to people? So
I'll talk from 2 songs. I wrote one song with a friend of mine. It's coming out later on this year. It's Echoes of Love.
Okay.
And it's kind of very mainstream. You won't know that it's a gospel song until it actually sneaks up on you. When you get to the chorus, you know it's a gospel song. Because well, we wrote that song, and it was just trying to get people to think. And we want to, when I said when you're writing, the audience is very important. What are you trying to catch? I want to reach out to people that don't listen to gospel music.
Okay.
So the gospel is for people that have not been saved. People that have been saved, they know the gospel and they'll start dissecting things. But people are looking for God and they don't know they're looking for God. But they're searching the wrong places. Now you have to be conscious about how you structure the word so they know that this is what I'm looking for. And you give them the answer. You're looking for this, then this is the answer presented. Well, you came to their mind space that, okay, they're looking for this is what you're going through, this is what you're searching for. You don't know what you're looking for, but I'm telling you this is the answer. It's already been there. You just didn't know.
Talking about your song, Sweet Communion, the video we just saw, which is your latest single right now. What message is behind that one? I mean, what is the music telling us? What message do you want us to take away from that song?
Intimacy with God. Everything starts from intimacy with God. Our walk with God gets stronger as a result of spending time with Him, with His Word, with prayer, with fellowship, with people, sharing the gospel with people, being good to people. Intimacy with God affects even the way we relate with one another. It's very key. Because if you have a relationship with God, the only way I can know you have a relationship with God is how you relate with men.
Okay.
So it's very key that we have a relationship with God.
All right. Also, we know that there's so many people out there that are looking to do what you're doing right now because gospel music, well, some will tell you it's not easy. And the reason is because it's not more of commercial. Commercial music, of course, you know that when you put that out there, it's about going on tours, racking up money and all of that. But for people that want to get into this music space, do gospel music, reach out to millions of people, spread the word. What advice do you have for them?
I'll say start from where you are. So I started from church. I'm still in church.
Okay.
I'm a worship leader in my church. Start from where you are and be diligent at every stage of life that you find yourself. Find the good in everything you're going through because you will need it. And also you meet people along the path that God is taking you through that you need for where you're going to. So keep relationships and be diligent where you are. It will be fine. It's not going to be easy, but you're built for it.
I love that. So how do you intend to blend creativity and faith together to inspire people?
So like I said, when writing, I have the audience. For each song, I have a target audience. Who am I trying to reach out to? And I don't want people to box me, so that's why I'm doing different.
Okay, I love that.
Different genres of gospel.
So
let's talk about work. Okay, so you live in the US, you're back in Nigeria. Of course, I know that gospel cannot be what you do full time. So you're a tech bro.
yeah.
What do you do in tech and how do you balance that with the music?
I'm a developer, software developer, and I do my 9 to 5 like everyone else in America. So it's very key, and I would advise anyone that is getting into gospel music, at the beginning, still work. If God did not ask you to go full time, work. Because it's key. Because if not, you're going to struggle and you're going to be saying nobody's supporting you, or you're going to say, oh, you're waiting on the church. The church also has challenges. Like outside the country, the church has a bill, the same way you have a bill, and their bill is way more than yours. They have a light bill, they have gas bill, the mortgage is times 3 or 4 of what you are paying personally, and they are depending and praying that God should also bring people to pay tithe and offering, so things can be done. So that aside, and musicians too, they have to pay musicians and all of that. Sometimes they don't pay singers, but they pay the musicians.
Yes, because
but it's very key to get something to do. Start from somewhere and be diligent. Over time, the right room, you will attract the right room, and you would be able to move on to where you say, okay, I'm no longer doing my 9 to 5. I've gotten to the point that I've set up myself to get the major things going, and you're not dependent on people. So when you go somewhere and they don't give you anything, you have something to fall back on.
What is the future of tech? We see a lot of people evolving in Nigeria now. They're going into the tech space. We see a lot of startups coming up. People are doing really well. So what is the future of tech in the US and in Nigeria?
So right now, people are going to AI.
Yes.
So ChatGPT is a big thing. I haven't really delved into it, but I've heard people talk to that thing and say, give me the code for this. And trust me, it's working.
It works.
Like we were working on a solution. It took us weeks trying to crack the code. And the guy gave me the code. I said, bro, can you tell me how to apply it? He said, I can tell you it's going to work. Eventually, I tweaked the code. It worked. But when I asked him, how did you get the code? He said,
couldn't break it down for you.
Easy life, man.
All right. Well, we're completely out of time. Thank you so much, Aremmic, for stopping by. It's been a fun conversation.
Yes,
we do have a word for the day, and our word for the day is going to be displayed on the screen right about now. So our word for the day says, it's hard to beat a person who never gives up. And this is by Babe Ruth. It's hard to beat a person who never gives up. And on that note, we have to draw the curtains on this side of the show. But tomorrow, of course, it's going to be Tolu and Bridget, and yours truly might be sneaking in as well, being a part of the conversation. But don't forget to join us on our various hashtags. Use the various hashtags: no to jungle justice, no to election violence, and other things related. And you can catch a rerun of the show on YouTube. You can follow Elisep and I as well. I'm at Kaidi Baker with a double R. I'm
Elisep Scott. That's it. No double R anywhere. Elisep Scott.
That's our show, guys. Stay with us. This is